Welcome back, my horde. So, first, I'm going to go over the sad parts. Then we can go over not sad parts. As of April 9th, Prince Philip, Duke of, you can have to say it. Edinburgh, thank you. Prince Philip, Duke of Edinburgh, has passed away at 99. Also, on April 9th, Earl Simmons, also known as DMX, passed away at 50. So, with DMX, it looks like it may have been a drug overdose that basically caused a lot of problems, and he may have been put on medical coma, basically, because everything was failing, and then passed away like 6 days later. Allegedly, there's no real statement, I guess. As for Prince Philip, it looks like he may have just passed away because of old age. It says that Wikipedia says that nothing's been disclosed, but that the family has said that he died peacefully. So probably in his sleep. Which, at 99? Yeah, okay. It was like 2 months before his birthday, which kind of sucks because I wanted him to be 100. The old rascal. But, yeah, okay. So that's the sad part. The second part is that Tammy has not started the plant. I have passed that over to her. They were just all dying from heat exhaustion, which I brought up last time. And Tammy's like, well, I'm like, I'm done. You're going to have to take them over. And she's like, yeah, okay. And Tammy hasn't done it. She was supposed to do it yesterday, but, oh, man. Yesterday, as of recording this is Sunday. We will be posting this on Wednesday, but on Saturday, just holy crap, man. We got up around 3 because we had stayed up until like 5 a.m. watching movies, which we'll get into later on as well. But we got up at 3 p.m. and then as we were doing stuff, I looked at the clock after we did, I think watch a couple things, watch a couple things and then record Tammy's series, the rest of the 3 episodes. I looked at the time and it was like 7. 4 hours had just passed us. It was horrible.
Not to mention we felt exhausted.
Yeah. All day we just felt exhausted. And then we went from there to quickly going and buying some stuff for Tammy's soups today. Because Tammy was going to make soups yesterday. But by the time we got home, it was 9.
Yeah, 8:30, 9 o'clock.
And it was just we were I'm like, do you want to record, not record, stream? She's like, no, not really. I'm like, okay, do you want to just watch stuff? So, yeah, we just watched stuff. I can't even remember oh, right. I watched something. I watched another person's stream. He streams it every Thursday.
Yeah, you were just watching one of his VODs.
Yeah. And yeah, I was just watching the video I missed on Thursday because Thursday I was just busy trying to do other things. So. But yeah, so that was that. And also, I'm going to look right now because it is something that I want to bring up with you guys. See more. Subscription status. Lifetime. Yeah. So, because I've been looking at some of the analytics of my channel, I noticed that one of the videos that I had posted back in freaking something stupid too. Back in May last year is actually one of my top rated my videos. It's got 791 views. I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool. But a lot of those views, or not a lot, but I guess some of those views, 71 of them, were from the last this month.
What's that bar?
I'll put that in a second. And in the last 7 days, 13 people have watched a little bit of that episode. I was like, weird. But when I was looking at that, I also noticed that in my lifetime, only 68.5% of people are not subscribed to my channel and have watched stuff. So if you're listening to this and you're not subscribed to the channel, subscribe, please. 1, it's free. 2, it's free. And it would make me happy as 3. Also, if you publicly subscribe, I add people to my YouTube series, RimWorld YouTube series. If you're not publicly subscribed, I still add a person. It's just they go by an animal name. Now, what you're asking, Tams, they can't see it, but on my thing, on the 19th through 21st, apparently YouTube can't find the data for that. Apparently those 3 days, just May 19th to the 21st, just they can't find the data. But in the last 28 days, minus that day, of course, 57.1% of people who watch my stuff were not subscribed. So that's actually a better percentage. Instead of it being 30-something, it's 42% are. But if you're listening to this and you want to subscribe to my page, or please subscribe. Just think about it. Please subscribe. Yeah, that's basically about it for that. I'm just uploading stuff in the background. I think it's actually almost done. Yeah, one more thing. Cool. So the next thing I will go over is, I guess, those movies. I don't think there's anything else about the channel or the world that I want to go over. Is there anything you want to go over before we go over the movies?
No, just the amount of time I've spent trying to deal with my stupid soups.
Okay, we'll talk about your soups first then. Tammy's making 3 different soups. We were going to, when we were going through some of our stuff in our freezers, we have some seafood her parents give us. Salmon, clam, and it was crab as well. So when Tammy got all that, I don't, the clams, maybe I'll eat, maybe I won't. I'm a little touchy on clams. The crab I would have ate, but I'm also really picky on it as well. Just mostly because of the fact that, I don't know. The last time we had crab anything, I think we were having a crab spaghetti, I think.
I don't remember.
And
I just remember that anytime we have crab, I have to de-shell it for you just because not that you get frustrated with it, you just don't have the patience to sit there and get the tiny morsels of meat.
Yeah. I think personally, if I actually were having to do it, I'd have to be not hungry, pull it all apart, then eat it all. But then it gets cold, and I don't know, crab cold just was weird to me. But that's me again. And I don't really like salmon because it's too fishy. I like halibut. It's not really I guess I'm not a huge seafood person. I think there's only 2 or 3 things I like about seafood. Halibut's great. Whitefish, most whitefish is okay. But then you get the shrimps are delicious. And then crab, I guess if it's fresh crab, it's not too bad.
Yeah.
But the frozen crab, I don't know. It just has a weird thing.
So I made a seafood chowder.
Well, that was what we were going to the store for. Tammy was looking at, she wanted to make a chowder, so she was looking at a recipe. And when she was looking at a recipe, she realized that it called for skim milk. And she's like, okay, sure, I'll actually go and get skim milk for her. I'm like, okay, what else does it say? She's like, it says onion, and it says mushrooms, and I'm like, okay, we'll go and grab those things. She's like, cool. I think it said something about potatoes too, but we already had potatoes. So we went to Walmart. We bought a couple things for it, and as we were going through it, they have the hey, these vegetables need to be thrown the frickin' away, so they're on sale.
They're pretty much like stuff that is going to go bad soon that they would rather sell than, so they put it in like a bunch of it into a bag and mark it for like $2 as like a promo thing.
Yeah. So we got a bunch of that, and we got tomatoes. So Tammy made tomato soup, and it had a bell pepper in it, so she threw a bell pepper in there too.
Well, I called it Tomato Plus because it was tomatoes, carrots, onions, the bell pepper.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I had little tiny cherry tomatoes too.
Yeah.
That went in it.
So then I grabbed carrots, like she said, because they were a bunch of carrots for $2. And I was like, well, like carrots can go in that. Carrots can go in all three of them, theoretically. I think she only put them in 2.
No.
No, you put them all 3?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So, yeah, they went all 3. And then we bought the small potatoes, and those could go in all 3. Except I don't think it went into the tomato soup.
No.
She didn't want the thickener. She wanted to...
The carrots usually make a good thickener.
Yeah. But yeah, so she just made herself a bunch of soups like that.
The other one was a smoked turkey and veggie.
Yeah, her parents wanted to try something, so they smoked turkey, because they smoke other meats,
hams and bacons and stuff.
Yeah, and they had a bunch of turkeys on their little plot of land for themselves and stuff. So they basically were like, you know what, screw it, let's do this. So they smoked turkey. And when they smoked the turkey, they were giving them to basically me. They gave one to me and Tammy, probably one to her sister. Family basically. But when we had it the first time, I didn't really like it too much.
It was very it had the very smoky scent to it, and it permeated the meat. So
yeah.
But I didn't mind it. But I was like, you know what? Let's see if I can do something with it. So
they gave us things and stuff. Yeah, I was gonna say yeah. So. Yeah, when they gave it to us, we cooked it. It had some of it. We didn't really like it too much, but then Tammy didn't mind it. Tammy's also less of a picky eater than me, so Tammy would eat almost anything except she has to look at. It's the funny thing. Tammy has to look at the back of ingredients, because Tammy actually gets a allergic reaction to 2 different food types. One's MSG and the other one's soy. And by allergic reaction, I mean her tummy gets upset. It's not like her throat gets itchy or anything like that. It's her tummy gets upset. And upset is an understatement for...
I compare it to my coworker's lactose intolerance.
Yeah.
The very bad stomach gases and the uncomfortableness, the jabbing pain occasionally.
Yeah. But unlike the lactose intolerance, most of the foods that have soy or MSG in it aren't that great. Me personally, I may have a mild lactose intolerance from my mom, and I will never stop eating cheese because cheese is delicious. However, that bag of chips that has MSG in it, nah, that I can get rid of. So, yeah, Tammy has to always look at the back of the package just for that.
And that's also usually why I end up having a really hard time finding certain snacks. So, certain chip brands I know don't have MSG in it. So if they come out with a new flavor, I still check, but most of the time they still don't.
Yeah.
So and then I find new chips that have, or new snacks that don't have MSG in it. I'm like, oh my god. So I try it, and then of course, usually it's a decent flavor. So I'm like, this is delicious.
Yeah. So that's just one of the things that Tammy has to deal with. But Tammy would eat almost anything. There's just so many things that I'm like, here, have this. She's like, oh, this is delicious. But there's also things that I've had, and I'm like, Tammy drinks, because of a friend of ours. Yeah, that's exactly what it is right there. Because of a friend of ours, who streams. He was drinking a bubbly.
Yeah.
Is that what they're called? You may have seen the commercials. It's bubbly. No, it's bubbly. Anyway, so we were at Costco and I saw them. I'm like, screw it, let's buy them. Let's try them out. We brought them home. We opened up the first can. I think it was like strawberry.
Yeah.
She had one. I had one. We both opened up the can. We both took a drink from it. I handed it back. I was like, oh, what the fuck is this? This tastes fucking awful. And then she's like just drinking. She's like, yeah, it's okay. I'm like, oh man, like, and I could not drink it. Like, you could not pay me enough to finish that thing. Like, holy crap, it just tasted like someone had like took something that was rotten and threw it. Like, I don't know. Like, what did I say? Like, it tastes like garbage to me. I can't even like explain it to you.
It honestly
it tasted bad.
It honestly is a slightly bitter carbonation. So like that's what you normally get hit with is the carbonation, and then
I didn't even taste strawberry though. I just tasted hate.
The very end of it, pretty much once you're just about to swallow it, that's when the flavor hits me anyway, and it's like, oh, there's that little hint of strawberry, or oh, there's the hint of lime. I'm not a huge fan of the grapefruit though, but the blackberry and the cherry one that I tried were decent.
I've only had the strawberry one, a couple sips out of that. Cold and warm, by the way.
Just to see if there was a taste and difference for you.
The warm actually tasted better, which is really weird for me.
And by warm, we mean just sitting in our tiny cold room. Like, it's not like it was in the fridge. It was
like mild room temperature.
Well, our room temperature is like 15 to 17 degrees.
Oh, no, according to this, we're at 20 right now, so...
Yeah, that's up there. I mean...
Yeah, I guess down here. Here, I'm going to put that down there and we'll see. But yeah, no, it's just... not my thing. But the cherry one, I tasted more of the cherry, but it was awful. I'm a very big cherry fan. But it was awful. So Tammy's like, oh, I'll drink them all. So she just drinks them. The only one she doesn't drink is the grapefruit one. Which is kind of funny because the friend of ours loves the grapefruit one. So we're just going to package a bunch of the grapefruit ones up into its own...
There's like 4 or 5 left, I think.
We're going to package them all on their own like crate thing. I'm just going to tape it up and just give it to them next time I see them. Which probably won't be till like August, but how things are going. But yeah. So the movies that we watched, the first one I'm going to go over because it's not part of a series, was A.K. Kalashnikov. It's about the gun inventor that made the AK-47. And yeah, after watching it, like, it's just basically like I guess it's like a documentary, but it's not. Like, what are they called? Or it's actually like a documentary, but like, well, loose documentary, I guess.
So
but
historical retelling.
Yeah, historical retelling. Okay, yeah, we can go with that. It's like how the Queen movie was, if you guys watched that, where
the Queen Netflix series.
No,
Crown?
No, the Queen Bohemian Rhapsody.
Okay. I was gonna say because you can't just say the Queen because.
No, Bohemian Rhapsody. It's like kind of something how like that is.
Okay.
Right?
No, it's accurate. It was meant to.
Or the Motley Crue one, or the other one there. What was the other one?
The Elton John one?
No. I never watched that one. It was the other one that we watched. Or maybe I watched it. It was about... fuck, what is that band's name? I can't remember the fucking band's name. All I can remember is the one song, which is Fuck the Police.
Straight Outta Compton.
Straight Outta Compton, thank you. Which is the band for the band, what's the band's name, Tams? Ooh, she doesn't know.
NWO?
Yeah. I don't think it's NWO,
Why?
is it? Is it NWO?
regardless, it was a decent movie. AK-47 Kalashnikov.
Yes.
Because I watched it, and I'm not usually a fan of war movie stuff. But it wasn't really about war, it was about...
NWA.
Regardless. I had 2 of the 3 letters.
I know, I even know what it stands for.
Yeah, well.
So, and I should have gone with that. That, you know, the last word was attitude.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Yeah, it's not about the war, it's about pretty much how the creator of the gun, came to, like, how he grew up, kind of, and how that made him the man he was, and his journey through becoming the actual gun maker. So
yeah,
which was neat.
And the fact that, like, the last words in the movie was, like, the fact that he built the gun to help protect his motherland.
Yeah.
That was basically the concept behind it. So yeah, it was a pretty good movie. Would watch again. The next movies we watched were theoretically a series. One was Godzilla.
From 2014.
One was King Kong, Skull Island.
Kong,
yeah. Well, he's a king. My spirit animal.
Uh-huh.
Kong. Anyway, then the other one was Godzilla, King of the Monsters.
Yeah.
Which is kind of amusing because I actually watched a thing explaining why Kong didn't actually leave Skull Island or cause any problems on Skull Island during the events of that last movie, King of Monsters, and I had never watched the movie, so I had no clue what they were talking about. And then that movie, we were watching it, and I'm like, oh, and I dropped Logic to Tammy, and she's like, oh, cool, and then we moved on. Hold on, how long do we have here? Okay, so, as of right now, this is 100% spoilers. So if you don't want to know spoilers, leave. Leave right now, because it's 22 and a half minutes in. And for the next little while, I'm just going to tell spoilers. So, you've been warned. Spoilering it out. Okay, so, first and foremost, if you don't know the movie, in Godzilla King of Monsters, they release a monster that they call Zero. Which later on they call him something else.
They call him by his actual title. It was like King something.
Yeah. He's a 3-headed, like, electric Hydra thing. I guess he's not really a Hydra because he doesn't grow back new heads. He could just grow back his heads. But apparently, according to everything, he's an alpha being or alpha titan from a different planet. So he starts ordering all the other titans to do his bidding. So all the other monsters just start freaking the fuck out and start doing their thing. Well, the reason that this is, like, you know, so important, why I'm bringing it up, is because he's like, the reason Godzilla doesn't do his bidding is because Godzilla is a alpha of our planet. And same with in the movie Mothra, who's like an alpha as well. She's apparently queen of the monsters, whatever, while Godzilla was king of the monsters. But I guess Kong is an alpha as well, which makes sense, but he's like off doing his own thing. The theory I was hearing, yes, Sims.
It's the 3-headed one is called King Ghidorah.
Okay, so basically the theory behind it is that if you've watched Kong Skull Island, there's those little lizard guys, which I can't remember what the guy calls them, like skull lizards or something.
Yeah, I can't remember what he calls it, like.
Okay, But those things, they actually listen to Ghidorah. And they're actually coming out of the ground to go assist them. And as they're crawling out of the ground to go assist them, Kong's like, no. And he's beating the crap out of them all. Because the concept that it's his island. This is his island. You will respect his island. So the reason that Kong doesn't help Godzilla or go after Ghidorah is because he's protecting his island from these skull guys. And keeping all of his people in check. And the reason that I guess him and Godzilla never really fight or whatever like that is because he's on his island.
Yeah, he's carved out his little section.
Yeah. He is basically his parents or his grandparents or whatever lineage there is, because the mythology behind all this is kind of loose. Because, Godzilla is supposed to be, like, as old as our planet, pretty much. Well, maybe not as old as our planet, but pretty close. He's supposed to be, like, hugely old, along with all the other beings there.
Yeah.
But, yeah, apparently his parents had just decided that they no longer wanted to be a part of any of the other parts of the Earth, and they just wanted to be right here. So, it's pretty interesting movies overall. The other one did just come out.
We have not watched it.
Correct. We're probably not going to watch it until it goes on DVD.
Yep.
We may buy it for day of. We've bought two of the other ones.
Yeah, we need to find Godzilla King of Monsters and then
Yeah.
Godzilla vs. Kong when it comes out.
We bought the other two movies for like $5 recently.
Yeah.
So, it's a pretty good deal. Though, I guess if we would have waited, we probably could have got like a double pack with the other two movies, but nonetheless.
Possibly. That's what we were thinking what they were going to do with the Fantastic Beasts movies, but I have never seen it.
Yeah. Yeah. I think they probably will do that if they actually create a Fantastic Beasts 3. But the concept is, will they actually now create one? It's a lot of things that have just been like delayed because of COVID and just overall. Like the crazy thing that that got delayed, which me and Tammy did not even realize, was that we were watching a TV series called Ragnarok on Netflix, and we didn't realize that actually came out in the beginning of January 2020. We thought that came out in 2019. But apparently it didn't. So we were surprised with that. But yeah, I think overall the movies, we did not like the one character in Godzilla King of Monsters. I guess that's the two. The parents.
Yeah.
If you watch that movie, we hate both of her parents. Tammy's at the end of the movie, Tammy's I wouldn't have been mad if, she was an orphan at the end. I'm yeah. Just because her fucking father is everywhere on the board. He's kill them all, don't kill him, kill them all, don't kill him, kill them all, don't kill him, kill them all, don't kill him. Seriously, it felt like that. Because the first time he's killed everything. And then, not even that far into the movie, he's oh, wait. Godzilla's trying to talk to us. And they're he's oh, maybe we should keep, work with Godzilla. And then they start working with Godzilla a bit, and then, he makes another comment about, we gotta kill them all.
Coming from the guy that was the taking wildlife photography, so it's
yeah,
how can you just say that about something?
Yeah, because it's the natural order of life. That's how they all the other people see it.
Yeah,
and he's this natural photographer that sees that, And by the end, it's like, that's how it's supposed to be portrayed, is that he actually, by his one friend's sacrifice, he's supposed to realize that it is a natural balance and they're supposed to work together. Which doesn't make sense for what's going to happen in the next movie. But okay. The only thing I can think of is that Godzilla takes his king role too seriously. His new king role way too seriously. And goes a little off the deep end. So they need another alpha to kind of put him back into place.
Possibly.
So we'll see there. The other parent was the mother, who's like, we're gonna awaken these things. We're gonna have them destroy the entire fucking planet, pretty much, so that the planet can grow and heal, because their type of radiation helps the planet grow and heal. Okay, and the reason I want to do this is because Godzilla took my son. And there's so many people starving out there. Blah, 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 blah. So you're going to mass murder a bunch of people to have the world reset? Like, Tammy's like, simmer down, Thanos. Like, when the girl was explaining her thing, Tammy's like, okay, simmer down, Thanos.
Yeah.
And, like, my whole thought process was like, your son fucking died. Like, your husband is away from reality, basically, dealing with, animal behaviorists, because he can't understand human behavior. Because that made sense to me. Like, the father made a lot of sense to me at the beginning. It was if he had not come in all hot about killing everything.
Yeah.
Like, if he would have gone more with the concept, like, leave it the fuck alone. Like, we shouldn't be dicking around with them. Like, going towards that area where it's like, leave them alone, don't get involved. Leave them alone, don't get involved. We shouldn't be fucking with them, leave them alone, don't get involved. Then I would have been totally on board with him.
Yeah.
Because then later on when he's like, we have to intervene now, it would have been more like, we have to assist him because someone else has already interfered. Now we have to help fix the ecosystem. And that would have been a much better way of portraying him. The mother was just a fucking psychopath who tried redeeming herself at the end. And all that me and Tammy thought were, okay, see you later. Like,
bye.
There was the way that she got redeemed, just to me, was just sacrificing the enemy. It was supposed to be her redemption, but me and Tammy just didn't give a fuck about her. Like, she had worked with the bad guys
for a lot longer than she should have.
Just because she's like, oh well, we gotta help people not starve and not have. It's like, our biggest problem is the fact that, like, with societies and stuff like that, it's like, there's a lot of things. There's a lot of problems. But having an entire city get destroyed doesn't help housing. It just displaces more people.
Yeah.
Like, if you take the entire population, if you destroy New York, for example. Because apparently, actually, I guess it was Los Angeles, right? That's what they originally destroyed?
No,
in the
San
first
Francisco.
One? San Francisco, thank you. They destroyed San Francisco. They never reclaimed it. San Francisco, and I don't even know how Las Vegas was. I know Las Vegas was only half destroyed, so maybe they, reclaimed it. But they didn't claim San Francisco. Apparently, it's like, still got, like, it's just growing life there.
I don't know what they did as far as San Francisco. They probably tried to go in, but it was probably too radiated at the start.
Well, according to again, we could be just misunderstanding all this, but according to the first movie, the radiation dissipates fast because of the fact that the creature absorbs the radiation.
Yeah.
The only reason that Godzilla was producing radiation the way he was is because he was like a ticking time bomb. He had absorbed so much radiation in such a short amount of time that he basically was going to just release it.
Yeah, he was equivalent going to go supernova.
Yeah.
Which I get, but it was just the fact that they probably had to leave it for a little bit so
Yeah,
that
well,
the radiation dissipated.
but the way
then,
that they made it seem like in the second movie was like with the trees growing the way they were and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That basically people were surveying it, but it was just left alone. It was classed as too much hassle to deal with.
Yeah, but you also have to remember that's also
There was 5 years
Mm-hmm.
had passed, but no, it's just again the point being is the fact that like he was a douchebagger. The way that they portray his character, if they had made it more where he was the behavioralist, then who dealt with things being more natural, and that's how he had to accept his son's passing was just everything. There were certain things that were outside and more natural. And that he wanted nothing to do with them because they were in the natural order, just leave them alone. But the one thing that Tammy didn't like is that they recycled one of the, in the second one, they recycled one of the monsters.
Yeah. The Kutos. Yeah.
From the first movie.
From the Godzilla 1 movie. Yeah.
Yeah. They recycled one of them.
And I'm like, I looked at it and I'm like, you're supposed to be dead.
Yeah.
There was only supposed to be one male, one female. There should not have been more than... Because the one that they showed in Godzilla King of Monsters was a female.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was the fact that... I'm like, yeah, you shouldn't be here.
Yep.
But, I mean, I guess they were pulling for some sort of...
They could have used the turtle thing.
Yeah, they could have, but they didn't.
Turtle thing would look pretty cool. But, whatever. So yeah, that was that. I think there was the other thing that I didn't like about the movie. There was one other thing. It was something minuscule, but I can't remember what it was. Do you remember what it was that bothered me in the second movie? No? Okay. Not a big deal. I know that in the Kong Skull Island, Samuel L. Jackson's character became obsessed, which made sense. He had lost a lot of... he basically was PTSD from Vietnam.
Yeah.
And then he couldn't... He knew that if he went home, he would just basically have a mental breakdown. Because of the fact that he had lost so much things for what? That's why when at the beginning of the movie, he's staring at his rewards and going, these were for what? And then when he was given the new job to go do this, he was like, yes, because then it keeps his mind off of it. Move to the next job. Move to the next job. Basically, ideas what he was going to be doing. And he moved to this job, and then this giant freaking ape gorilla motherfucker just killed all of his people. Yeah,
out of his thing of 12 or 13 helicopters, they all got knocked down.
Yeah.
And he ended up getting, what was it, 5 or 6 of his crew, and then when they were trying to meet back up, then at least 2 of them got killed.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, so it was PTSD built up, and it's like, okay, that makes sense. At least that makes sense. But yeah. The next movie should be... if I understand correctly, it should be the concept that Godzilla has gone a little crazy, and they're sending Kong in to kind of timid him out, but we'll see.
Yeah.
I'm not even sure if there's going to be a third enemy.
I would imagine that...
Zero again?
Possibly.
The modified Zero? The metallic Zero?
Yeah. It could very well be. And they attempt to try and do something with Kong and Godzilla to try and figure their shit out, and then that rises, and then they team up.
Yeah, no, that could be exactly what it's going to be.
Seems to be the MO for movies that do that.
Yeah. Batman versus Superman.
Amongst other things, yeah.
That's the one that was the most typical. Everyone's like, oh, there's going to be a Batman versus Superman. Like, all it's going to be is they're going to fight a little battle, and there's going to be a new enemy, they're going to fight the new enemy together. That's exactly what it was.
Yep.
Even though I never watched that movie, I'm not a huge DC fan, so I just know enough about that. But yeah, there was another spoiler I was going to say with those movies, but I forgot. I've actually completely forgot what it was. It's nothing too severe. Oh, Atlantis. At the end, or not the end, but the close to the end of Godzilla King of Monsters. Um, there was a point where they go to an underwater city. I'm pretty sure that was supposed to be Atlantis.
Godzilla's cradle of life, if you will.
Yeah.
It's where he goes to regen.
Yeah. I also think that with a lot of the other stuff, I think that movie had a lot of problems in it, though. Like, I think we commented about the submarine, everyone would have died.
Yeah.
So a lot of points in that, I think everyone would have died. There was like 3 or 4 points where it's like, everyone just is dead. Like, everyone's dead. Like that girl, holy crap, the child. She, like, got, like, there's, like, 3 different spots where it's like, especially when, Zero is trying to kill her.
Yeah.
I'm like, and you're dead there, and you're dead there, and you're dead there, and Tamer's like, and you're dead there. Like,
yeah, because he, like, blasted her, or where she was, with, his electric attack, his electric breath weapon thing, and she's sitting in a room full of electronics, and she makes a dash for the door, and she somehow manages to escape, and everything in that room ends up frying, and I'm like, yeah, with that amount of electronics, and the fact that you touched a metal door handle on a metal door, you would have been toast.
well, not even just that, it was like, then it's like, it hit, like, behind her, like, 3 different times.
Yeah.
But it's just like, it would have just, like, ripped through that, like, and killed her immediately. And then, like, at one point, it hits, like, a piece of, like concrete the size of her.
Yeah.
Towards her, and it just barely misses her. And it's like, nah, that she's dead. She's squished there. And, like, even when the house fell on top of her later on, and she's hiding in the tub.
Yeah. Her little hand sticking out of the tub, but there's, like, a big slab of, like, wall.
Yeah.
It's like, no, your hand would have been broken.
Yeah.
At least would have been broken.
And as much as I was, it's a smart idea to go into the tub, I think that tub would have been tipped over and smashed and destroyed as well.
Yeah, it was...
With the amount of house that was left.
It looked like it was supposed to be like a clawfoot tub, so, like, they're strong, but I'm sorry, a wall falling on it, there's a high possibility it would crack.
Well, especially when the rest of the house was just gone.
Yep.
So. But yeah.
And good luck having kids.
Yeah.
You are now sterilized. If you didn't die from the radiation already.
Yeah.
Yeah. They were good movies, but there's points in it where, like, really?
Yeah. Yeah, I think the first one, the only problem I had with the only 2 problems I had with the first movie was the first one is that the father died.
Yeah.
Just out of nowhere, dead. Like, holy fuck.
Yeah, the one that could have busted this wide open from the start.
Yeah,
he died.
Yeah.
Your only salvation is the son who kind of thought he was a crackpot until just now.
And then the son, the fact that he was able to, like, the thing felt like it was following him pretty much.
Yeah.
And that he was, like, going all the way around to, like, and it was able to, like, jump back into the military randomly and...
Yep. Oh, you're going here? Hi, I'm so-and-so, rank blah blah. AKA let me hitch your ride. It's like, I'm pretty sure that's not how it works.
Yeah.
Pretty sure you get told to GTFO.
Yeah.
As you're not in active service.
And the only other thing with Kong, Skull Island, the only thing I wish they would have shown, which they didn't, they showed part of it, was like the World War II vet going and seeing his family again.
Yeah.
That was great. But I wanted him to bring the katana back to the other family.
That would have been nice, yeah.
Yeah. Like, basically giving back that heritage to his family. And it's just like, then you can have that. But we'll see what happens. But Tammy thinks it's really interesting that all this happened during, like, Kong Skull Island happened during the 70s. And started in the 40s. And Godzilla started in the 40s. Because of all, it was 40s, 50s area. Yeah. And then, so Sammy's like, that's interesting that everything's happening around, the end of World War II. And going into the Cold War. But yeah, so Kong has like 30 years to 50 years.
Yeah.
Depending on when they want to place these movies. Because of the other ones, I don't know if they're placed in our time, or if they're placed like when the movies came out, or what.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because they don't actually really say dates. But yeah. I think the other problem with King of Monsters was Orca. The way that they explained Orca, which is the device that they can actually talk to the Titans with. The only like Tammy's biggest problem was the fact that when they first brought it up, it made it sound like this thing was made by these two scientists who are actually trying to send messages to whales or orcas.
Yeah.
And then they basically Godzilla happened, and they shifted their research towards trying to talk to the Titans. And then they gave up and went their separate ways. But by the way, how things are starting to also do it, it was almost like it was way, 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 way back before like Godzilla was awakened again, or I guess these two researchers were working on Orca, which was for orcas.
Yeah.
But then the company, what was the company's name? Do you remember?
Monarch
found them, hired them to work on the project, to then talk to the Titans, and then Godzilla attacked, killed his son, and then he was out.
Yeah, just the
way they explained it was just
the premise of the Orca project was very confusing.
Yeah.
So,
but nonetheless, that was all. Anyway, we're out of here. It's a 46-minute podcast, more than half of it being spoilers about the movies. So, until next time, maybe go watch the movies. Have fun. See you guys later.